What's going on, guys? In this video, we're going to talk about some of the reasons why maybe you're getting stopped out of trades and some of the reasons why maybe you win a little bit of money and then you kind of give it all back, right? So again, this is a battle that every single one of us as traders, including myself, 8.5 years later, still kind of deal with. And, it's never something that truly goes away. What kind of tends to happen is that you take so many trades over the years and so many trades over, the amount of time that you spend in front of these charts that you kind of get comfortable with identifying your edge in your strategy. Now, again, on YouTube, I teach you guys a great, fantastic little strategy that you guys can use on any asset class, whether it be trading futures or options or equities, even crypto. But the point that I'm getting at is that a lot of times, especially when you have not become profitable yet, and when you haven't found that level of consistency yet to where you are taking those withdrawals, whether you're trading for a prop firm or a personal account, but when you haven't been able to see success where you're withdrawing money, you're putting it in your pocket, you tend to overanalyze each and every single candlestick. You tend to overanalyze each and every single trade. Now, if I was to tell you, I'm going to give you $100,000 to put in your trading account, but you cannot lose or you cannot win no more than $100. So when you win $100, you're going to win $100. And when you lose, you're going to lose $100. And you have $100,000 in your account. How stressed would you truly be if you lost 2 or 3 trades that tallied up to around $300 or $400? When you know that you have $100,000 in your account, you probably wouldn't be that emotionally attached to where, you're going to feel that rush, right? That adrenaline when you do lose trades, because you're a bank, your account size is so big, right? So a lot of times what's happening to newer traders, especially traders who are not consistent, they are focused on each and every single loss more than they need to be. And the reason why they are focused on each and every single loss is just due to the fact that they're playing with money that they're not comfortable or entirely comfortable losing. Like there's always that kind of, little thought in the back of your head that, hey, I could lose on this trade, but you're never really giving it a lot of clear thought, right? A lot of times you get into the trade and you're using a strategy or some type of particular edge, and you want to see that particular trade go in your favor. And the moment it doesn't, you really weren't ready for the shock as far as how much drawdown you're going to be in, because maybe you didn't have proper risk management. Maybe you're sized incorrectly. Maybe you wanted to give it a little bit more leeway due to your personal bias on where you think the trade could be going. And what tends to happen a lot of times is that you are not sticking around in the trade long enough to allow it to develop to full maturity or stop you out because there's been technical damage done. So what's happening is you're taking a bunch of subpar trades, or you're scalping a little bit of money here and you're trying to get back in because the move is still going in your favor. And now you're looking for another reason to take a trade when realistically you should have just automatically stayed in that trade from the jump. So let me give you guys a quick example here. We're looking at the NQ, and a lot of people who are trading futures, everyone right now wants to trade the NQ. Everyone wants that high volatility. Everyone wants, those big, massive 30, 40, 50, 60 point wins on the NQ. The only problem is that if you realistically look at, based on my strategy here, I'm looking for short-term change in trends, and I'm looking for technical damage to stop me out. Okay, so that's the whole kind of process behind this scalping strategy. So what I'm looking for is price action to be trading below the 20 period moving average, which is this white line here. And I'm looking for a reconfirmation back over the 20 period moving average. Okay. So when we get that first close over the 20 period moving average, this high wick, not the candle body, but the high wick, okay, will become my entry pivot. So what I'm then going to do is now wait for a preceding candle to go ahead and take out that previous candle's high. Now, to make the point here, my stop loss would need to be one of two places. And that first place obviously is going to be any type of close below that change in trend that we just got, which is the 20 SMA. Now, a lot of times I'm going to use my reason why candle, which is the candle that closed above the 20 SMA. I'm going to use that low wick as my stop. And if you really analyze it, from a price of 15,167 down to a price of 15,132, guys, we're talking about a 30+ point move. So a lot of times traders will get into this trade and it starts to pull back 15 points, 12 points. It's bouncing around, it's moving fast. And when you're not sized correctly and you don't have the right type of risk management to trade the NQ, you tend to let those emotions play in, and maybe you stop yourself out prematurely, or you take a loss on a pullback candle when realistically, from a technical standpoint, this trade is still good. Now, mind you, this trade does go from 15,167 all the way up to a high price of 15,236. So we're talking about a 60-point move plus move in a matter of 30 to 45 minutes, right? So if you were able to withstand that with full size, if someone tells me I trade 5 mini contracts, if I took out 60 points out of the market, I'd be rich, right? But the thing is that when this is pulling back below your entry, like for example, there was a point in time where this was down 12, 13 points. Now, if you're trading 5 mini contracts and you're feeling those emotions, you might stop yourself out. You might not be in the trade long enough to see it to full maturity, right? So we have to understand, where is the next macro level of supply on a 5-minute time frame. That macro level of supply is going to be this 200. So ultimately, we should be trying to hold this trade as long as we are trending over the 20 SMA. We should also be trying to hold this trade into that level of supply, that next price target. That's the level that we're going to want to try to shoot for. That's what's going to also, it's going to also kind of stop us from, snatching profits when we're up 5, 10, 15 points, right? Now, again, I know that I teach a lot of my traders, hey, if you're going to scalp this strategy, look for 3, 4, 5 setups a day. Try to take 10 points here, 10 points here, 10 points here. You can kind of stack up a high win rate while also taking out 30, 40, 50 points out of the market. However, the true thought process, the true theory behind how you're supposed to use this strategy is, as long as we are trending over the 20 SMA, we want to hold this trade as long as willfully possible, as long as we're in the right trend, right? In that trend being over the 20 SMA. We already, from the jump, have our stop loss where we understand where potentially technical damage is going to be done and where we would technically have to exit the trade. Now, a lot of times traders, when it does fail, because these trades, they don't always work, right? Any strategy, you're still going to get those losing trades. What happens is when they do fail, okay, and you do have to get stopped out, you take a devastating loss, which is a loss that's way too big for you to be able to stomach or handle. And then what that does in turn is makes you hesitant to take that next trade, right? When in reality, if your risk management is down packed, meaning you're able to be in these trades long enough to see them mature or fail, you would have a higher success rate as far as how much money you're extracting out of the markets, to where when you do get those trade setups that do fail, it's like you don't even feel them, right? It's like a fly that's kind of buzzing around your head. It's a little annoying, but it's not going to kill you. So again, if you're having trouble understanding where you should be taking profits, if you're having trouble identifying setups, if you're having trouble, holding trades to maturity, if you're having trouble with the mindset or psychology, that's the number one reason why I started Evolution Traders many years ago, and why I teach and why I mentor and why I trade live with my team each and every single morning, why I create courses and content, and why I do sit at these screens 8, 9, 10 hours a day sometimes because I truly enjoy what I do. One, my first occupation is trading. Okay. That's how I eat. That's how I pay my bills. That's how I survive. So I have to be involved in these markets, but I also truly enjoy the coaching side of things, the teaching side of things. Maybe it's just from, the competitive background nature from when I was a kid playing sports and through high school and even after that, where I still want to feel like I can do it, right? Like I can teach someone else. If I can do it, I can teach anyone to do it, right? I don't have no degrees. I didn't go to college for 12 plus years. I didn't study macroeconomics and study trends and fundamentals and all this stuff. I'm not sitting here reading, pages and pages and pages of earnings reports and going through SEC filings or none of that. I'm a technical trader with a technical approach and a non-biased approach to the market to trade it both long and short. Guys, I have one more spot left in Evolution Traders for the month of October. 2 people have joined this week. I only had 3 spots available, so there's still 1 left. If you guys do want to take advantage of that, I've started refreshing all of the course content, re-recording it and adding it into Discord. If you guys want to take advantage of that and get involved in the live trading and get access to these one-on-one coachings and everything else that I'm about, that link is going to be down in the description box below. I'll see all of you guys on the inside.